Hello, all you wonderful people. Sorry it's taking so long for me to get back with you, because I have got some wonderful news, and also I need to do about 3 videos because so much has happened since the last time we talked. So right now I'm on my way to the kidney doctor, and we all thought it was yesterday, today, but it was yesterday, and so they rescheduled me, and so I have to go by myself. So I'm gonna use the recording app on my phone to make sure that I don't miss anything. And to the wonderful news. So Monday, this is Thursday. On Monday, I went down to Marion because my dad had his appointment with his oncologist about the bone marrow, and I went down there and got to his house, and he and his friend had made a list of things they were going to ask, and on this list were things like a different kind of chemo, other options, different medications, and things like that. I had a list that said second opinion, where do we get the records, what does he have to sign to have the records released and sent to another doctor. And so the boys and I and my 2 caregivers we're trying to get the house ready for my dad to move in, and that's why I haven't been on. We have been so busy. But my bedroom has its own master bath, and so we were cleaning out my room, and then I was going to, then we were going to clean out the big walk-in pantry, and it's big enough for a twin bed, and then I was going to move into the pantry, and we were going to move my dad into my bedroom, so that when he didn't want to be around people or animals, he could go close the door and kind of have his own little apartment there, or come out with us if he wanted to be out with us. So that was our frame of mind. And so I went down there on Monday, and the boys knew that I was going, and so I drove down Monday morning and got there, and he drove and we rode, and he was not in the best of moods. And we got there, and while we were sitting in the waiting room, well, before that, he had said, what if we get bad news? And I said, get bad news, we'll get a second opinion. And so while we were sitting in the waiting room, he made the comment, I don't think it's going to be good news. And neither one of us replied. So we went into the doctor's office, and the doctor came in, and he said the reason I did the bone marrow test is because I didn't think that the chemo was working anymore. And your bone marrow is the biggest organ in your body, and it's the only one that has to rejuvenate your entire life, and you have an 80-year-old body, so it's getting harder for it to rejuvenate. And then he said, but I was wrong. He said the chemo is working. He said, in fact, your cancer numbers in your bone is 12%, and to be considered leukemia has to be 20%. He said, so it is working. And he said, in the time that you were off from doing chemo while we're waiting for the results to come back, your body kicked in and replenished your immune system. And he said, so the chemo is kind of a win-lose, because the chemo makes it hard for your body to repair itself, but it helps with the cancer. And he said, so what I propose that we do is continue on chemo, but at a lower dose, so that it'll give your body a chance to also work. And so that's what they're doing. He starts chemo next week, but it's going to be at a lower dose. And he has cancer in his bone marrow, but it's no longer considered leukemia, because it's 12%, it has to be 20%. At least that's what he said. So we couldn't believe it. We were just beyond stunned. And so I went out and I started texting kids right away, and they were thrilled. I couldn't get a hold of one of them, so I called school to have them tell him. And so I drove back home that night, and then I couldn't sleep. And I do think that it was pure adrenaline that I was running on. Pure adrenaline, because I had gotten up early. I tried to go to sleep the night before I drove to Marion at a decent time, and I did, but I didn't sleep real well. And then I got up, got the kids off to school, and then I took off to Marion. I took a shower, and I'm going off to Marion. And so I got back, and I had to pick up kids that had been dropped off places and by other people. Finally got around, went to bed, could not sleep. I was awake till 2 o'clock in the morning. Finally went to sleep. The next day, I had to take the boys to a doctor's appointment at 8, so we went to do that, and took them back to school. We went to eat, and then took them back to school, and I was so tired. And it was just like the last few days, all I could do was sleep. And I know it was Monday was an awful lot. I had to pay an awful lot for it, but also that adrenaline rush that got me through Monday kind of wiped me out on top of it. So so that was good news, excellent news. Shocked the socks off of me, and so grateful. So that was, it surprised everybody, including the doctor. So that was great news. And I wanted to make sure I got on here and told you I'm going to end this vlog, because I have 2 more to do. One is going to be the questions. I may or may not get that done today. I have screenshot the questions. Now I gotta write them down on paper, so that may or may not happen today. But the other one I can do on the way home from the doctor's office. Maybe. I gotta talk to my financial advisor. But was 2 big things I wanted to talk about, and the one that I really wanted to talk about was my dad getting such a good report at the oncologist office. So we're all happy, and right now we're having a little honeymoon at our house. Everybody's behaving and being good, so I'm hoping that continues, but we know better. But everybody, it's such a relief, because it's been like a morgue for a couple weeks, and so we're extremely happy, and I'm glad I'm not necessarily going to lose my bedroom. So live life to the fullest, live life with no regrets, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.